Alright, first graders, today for math we are going to, you can choose, you can do all or some of what I have listed on our website. So you can watch the PBS lesson 7, or you can do the getting ready for second grade lessons 3 and 4, or you can do all of that. You pick and choose what is best for your family today, but I just wanted to give you lots of options, just so every child has their needs met, whatever they need to be working on. So the PBS lessons are reviewing important skills for first grade, and then these getting ready for second grade lessons are building on your first grade foundation and getting you even more ready for second grade. All right, so we are going to look at lessons 3 and 4 today, and lesson 3 is called Use Place Value to compare numbers. So we are focusing on our understanding of those place values, that ones, tens, and hundreds, to help us compare numbers. When we compare numbers, remember, first graders, that we use the words and the symbols greater than, less than, and equal to. So how can we use place value to compare two numbers? Use these symbols: greater than, less than, and equal to. So we talked about that little alligator always eating the bigger number. So as much as that is correct, the mouth is always going to be open and eating the bigger number. You still need to be able to read that symbol correctly. So if it is the first number, then that means you are going to read that as that number is greater than the second number. But if it's facing the second number, then you read it as 45 is less than 46. And then if they are equal, then you would say 45 is equal to 45. So we see that 45 and 46, the mouth is going to be open to the 46, but we read that as 45 is less than 46. So that is using symbols. This is using the words. So let's compare a 3-digit number. 134 and 125 are the two numbers we're going to compare. Okay, so they drew both of them out. So 134, they drew 100, 3 tens, and 4 ones. Then for 125, they drew 100, 2 tens, and 5 ones, right? 100, 3 tens, 4 ones. 100, 2 tens, 5 ones. So we are going to start with the greatest place value, which is the hundreds. Because it doesn't matter how many ones we have. If we have more in the hundreds place, then that's already going to be the bigger place value, right? If we had 2 sets of 100, that would be bigger than 1. But since this number and this number both have a 1 in the hundreds place, then those hundreds are the same. 100, 100, right? So those are equal. 100 is equal to 100. So that does not tell me yet which number is bigger. If the hundreds are equal, then we go to the next place value. We're going to go look at the tens place. Okay, so we have 3, 1, 2, 3 sets of 10 over here. And we have 1, 2 sets of 10 over here. So what's bigger? 3 sets of 10, which is 30, or 2 sets of 10, 20? What's bigger, 30 or 20? Right, 30. So since 30 is greater, then we know that whole number, 134, is going to be bigger than 125 because it has more tens. So it is already the bigger number. It doesn't matter how many ones it has. Okay? So you are going to look at these pictures, number 1 and 2, and we're going to decide what number is it representing, and then we're going to try to figure out which one is bigger. So this side has 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So 150, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? So 159. Then this side has 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 155. So, looking at the hundreds, both of them have one set of 100, right? So now we move to the tens. This side had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of 10. This side has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of 10. So they both have 1 in the hundreds, 5 in the tens. That's the same. So now we have to look at the ones. This side has 9 ones. This side has 5 ones. So what's bigger, 9 or 5? Right, 9 is greater. So 159 is greater than 155. Okay, so number 2, we have 100, 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 100, 3 tens, 8 ones. So 138. And over here we have 100, 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of 10, and 2 ones. So 142. So they both have 1 in the hundreds place. So we move to the tens. This side has 3 tens. This side has 4 tens. What's bigger, 3 sets of 10 or 4 sets of 10? Right, 4 sets of 10. So 142 is the greater number. So since this is listed first, we read it as 138 is less than 142. So you're going to do numbers 3, 4, and 5 using the compare sign. But if you need to draw a model, you absolutely can. But you're just looking at those place values. So you have 187, 168. So start in the hundreds place. Both of them have 1 in the hundreds place. So then you want to move to the tens. This number has an 8 in the tens place. This number has a 6 in the tens place. So which is greater, an 8 or a 6? Right, an 8. So we already know this number is going to be bigger because 8 sets of 10 is greater. Okay, looking at number 4. You have 165 and 159. So again, start in the hundreds place. Both of them have 1 set of 100. So you move to the tens place. 6 tens, this one has 5 tens. So what's greater, 6 tens or 5 tens? Right, 6 tens. So we're going to put the alligator mouth open to the bigger number, the 6 in the tens place. So 165 is greater than 159. All right, looking at number 5, 127 and 141. So both of them have 1 in the hundreds place. So that's equal. Both of them have 100. So then we move to the tens place. 2 sets of 10, 4 sets of 10. Which one has more sets of 10? 2 or 4? Right, 4. So that's going to be our bigger number. So 127 is less than 141. Okay. So you are going to continue to look at these numbers and write the compare. So greater than, less than, or equal to. Number 6 and 7 gives you pictures. So you need to write the numbers down and then the greater than, less than, or equal to sign. Write the number down, then the greater than, less than, or equal to. Numbers 8 through 22, you're just putting the symbol. Number 23, it wants you to, if Antonio is thinking of a number between 100 and 199, it has 1 in the hundreds place, 3 in the tens place, and 6 in the ones. So write that number out or draw a picture to help explain. Then Kim is thinking of a number between 100 and 199. It has a 1 in the hundreds place, 6 in the tens place, and 3 in the ones place. So draw a picture or write out the number that you think they're thinking of, and then draw a picture or whatever you need to do to compare their two numbers. Because then you have to tell me who is thinking of the greater number. Is Kim or Antonio thinking of the greater number? Okay. So on the third page, you're doing the same thing that you just did. You are practicing the greater than, less than, or equal to some more. So you've got pictures. You need to write the numbers. Here's a reteaching moment. And then write the numbers. Choose greater than, less than, or equal to. 3 through 14, just compare the numbers. Problem solving, just like the problem you just did. 2 people are thinking of a number. You're figuring out whose number is greater. All right, and then you have another page. This is a lot of reteaching. And then down at the bottom, it gives you 2 opportunities to choose the greater than, less than, or equal to sign. But you're going through this to just reteach that lesson if you struggled with it at all. All right, so moving on to the next page. So in between lesson 3 and 4, there's actually a checkpoint. And this checkpoint has a front and a back. And this is just to check, after these 3 lessons, how well is your child understanding what they have learned so far. So I always challenge this to be kind of like a quiz or a test, and just let them try it on their own and see what they struggle with. If they have a question as far as directions go, I would read it to them, but just see if they can answer these questions on their own. There are 4 on the front. This goes with what we learned in lesson 1 and lesson 2, and then what we learned in lesson 3. So there is a total of 13 questions. Let them give it a try on their own. Maybe stop at this point and check their checkpoint. See how many they got correct or incorrect on their own. And maybe go back and use that as the reteaching moment. So if you only choose to do maybe 1 or 2 pages in that packet, maybe save one just in case they need to go back if you feel like they're really understanding it. Don't make them keep doing tons of problems unless you just want them to. But then at this checkpoint, if they maybe really did struggle with lesson 3, or if they struggled with the lesson 2 questions or the lesson 1 questions, go back to that specific lesson and reteach them at that point. All right, but if they do really well with it, then we are going to move on to lesson 4. Lesson 4 is addition function tables. So how can you follow a rule to complete an addition function table? So what a function table is it tells you the function at the top of it. So for example, here where it says model and draw, the rule is, right? So this is the rule up at the top. It says add 9. And then it gives me numbers over on the left. So it gives me 7, 8, and 9. So for all of these numbers, I have to apply the rule. So I'm going to complete 7 plus 9. And then I'm going to write my answer. Okay, so this would be 7 plus 9. And I would add that up and I get 16. So then I'm going to add 9 here, and that's going to be 17. And I'm going to add 9 here. 9 plus 9, that's a double. You should know that very quickly. And that's 18. So we're just following the rule. So the rule here is to add 3 to all of these numbers. So 7 plus 3, right? 7 plus 3, I know, makes a group of 10. So I don't even have to think about that. So if now I have 8 plus 3, I know that's going to increase to 11. And then 9 plus 3 will be 12. Okay, so now I have a rule of add 4. And again, I know 6 plus 4 makes a group of 10. I should know those groups of 10 really quickly. So 6 plus 4 is 10. So if I'm going to add 7 plus 4 now, it's going to be 11. And 8 plus 4 is going to be 12. So you're going to continue to do that and just follow the rule. This one is plus 5. Okay, so we're adding 5 each time. 5 plus 5, I know that makes my group of 10. But then it skips to 7. It doesn't just go to 6 anymore, so I can't just keep increasing by 1. So this time it goes up by 2. So 7 plus 5 is 12. 9 plus 5 is 14. I just had a complete brain shutdown. I got a little bit distracted. All right, the next rule is add 8. So I'm going to add 8 to each of these numbers. So 5 plus 8 is 13. 7 plus 8, that's a double plus 1, right? Because 7 plus 7 is a double, but 8 is one more than that. So 7 plus 8 is 15. 9 plus 8, we could do a double plus 1 again. 8 plus 8 is 16. Instead of 8, it's 9 though, so that's going to go up to 17. Okay, here the rule is add 7. So 6 plus 7, again, a double plus 1, because 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 1 more, 13. And then we're going to add 7 here and 7 here. So that's going to be 15, and that's going to be 16. And then on number 6, we're adding 6. So 6 plus 6 is a double. 6 plus 8 is 14. 9 plus 6 is 15. All right, so I know my first graders are great at addition, so that is exactly what you're going to continue doing. Follow the rule, add it to the number on the left, write your answer on the right to complete the table. Then problem solving, you have to figure out what the rule is. So Tom is 8 years old. Julie is 7 years old. Carla is 4 years old. How old will they each be in 4 years? So what's the rule? And then figure it out. Figure out what it will be. some more practice. Take the rule and complete the tables. Figure out their ages based on the rule. So you have to determine the rule there. And then parents, another reteaching moment if you need to do that. But if not, there are some extra problems for you to give a try. All right, so I will put the answer key on Class Dojo for lessons 3 and 4 and the checkpoint.